how to close clients on sales calls or on calls. Be talking about sales calls, principles plus script. Okay, so this is going to be super important. Okay, so you sent your outreach and they booked a call and now you got your call scheduled and it's time to figure out what to do. So in this section, I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So my friends, the sales structure that I like to use is called ODOTO. That's basically it. Now, this is something that I didn't create the structure or the ideas myself. I mean, the sales calls are simple. There's just sales calls. I created ODOTO because I just found that the acronym was kind of cool, the 3 O's. Anyways, so you start off with the overview. You get on a call with them, and then you say, okay, here's what we're going to be talking about. Here's what we're going to discuss. I'm going to ask you some questions about your business, where it's kind of going, the directions. I'll tell you a little bit about what I do and if there's any way that I can help, and then we can go from there. How does that sound? Basically it. Next is direction. You get clear on what direction they're trying to go into. So like, what are your goals? Like, what are you trying to do to actually get to, whatever it is? Like, are you trying to increase revenue right now? Like, what is the main goal? And what is there like a timeline for that goal? Like, what are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? Also, how are you trying to get there? So if they say, you want to scale using ads and we're looking for somebody to take over the email marketing aspect of things as to squeeze out as much as we can off of each lead, get as many upsells as we can, and get as many conversions from just viewer or from just lead to buyer as we can with email. You want to optimize that. Well, then they basically just sold themselves on you, bro. But if you come in out of the gate being like, I'm a super cool copywriter, I can make anybody money, and I work with these people, like, dude, that's the opposite of what you want to do. On a sales call, they should be doing 70% of the talking, 70 to 80%. So there's really no reason to be nervous or worry about it. It's the expression that I really like is it's really hard to say the wrong thing to the right person. It's really hard to say the right thing to the wrong person. And also, if they're getting on a call with you, dude, they already want to work with you. Nobody out here, especially a business owner, is just hopping on a call with random dudes all day. Trust. But they don't want to hop on a call with you unless they want to work with you. They're already the right person. It's really hard to say the wrong thing to them. So next is obstacles. Is there anything you guys have been struggling with to actually get there? Any obstacles, any roadblocks you guys have been having? Any problems so far? Or is it just kind of like you're implementing a new strategy? That's basically it. Next is timeline. So this is where you get really clear on, okay, what's the timeline looking like? Like, are you guys super quick, super fast, looking to scale as fast as possible, running and gunning? Or like what's the timeline? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it 1 year? And then next, after you have all that stuff, you can kind of give them an offer. So, okay, it looks like you are looking for somebody to take care of this task. That sound accurate? They're like, yeah, that's exactly what we want. And you say, okay, cool. Well, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been looking into, I've been learning about, and I think that I'd definitely be able to handle something like this for you. And then you say, cool. And then you come up with an offer. They're like, yeah, okay, that's awesome. Let's do it. And you're like, okay, awesome, man. I'm ready to get into like talk about pricing if you want. And they're gonna be like, yeah, okay, sure, let's talk about it. In my experience, as soon as you get on the sales call, pricing is gonna be one of the things on the front of their mind because they don't even want to do all this stuff unless they know that you're not ridiculously priced. Overview. Let them know what they're gonna be talking about on the call and how long it should last. How this usually goes is I'm gonna ask a question, find out where you're trying to go based on what I gather, and I can assess. Firstly, I can help, and then we'll talk about how I can help. Sound cool? That's basically it. Direction. Make sure you know exactly what direction people are going and how they intend to get there. So what are some of the main goals and steps you're currently taking to get there or wherever you want to go? Obstacles. Make sure you know what they need and what they're looking for. Okay, this is super important. You don't want to pitch yourself before you do any of these steps. What's been stopping you from getting there so far? Are you on track and looking for something specific to speed up the process? Next is timeline. Make sure you know when they plan on implementing certain steps and getting their goal so that you can later on encourage them to start now if they want to reach their goal by whatever date they say. And then next, of course, is offer. If you can make your prospect an offer at this point, make sure it goes together with the information that they've given you. And that's basically it. So pro tips. Number one, this is a discovery call and not an interview. A lot of people think that once you hop on these calls, people are going to be asking you, so how long have you been marketing for? What companies have you worked for? Blah, blah, blah. In my experience, that never, ever happens. I've gotten on sales call role plays with guys and they're pretending to be the client and they think those are the questions they're going to ask. Those are not the questions that are asked. Nobody actually, it's not a job interview. Dude, you'll find out with freelancing and with marketing that everything you're taught in school or everything you're conditioned to believe is just false. People are not that interested in that. People just want to see if you can do the thing that they want you to do. And if you show them that you're competent and that you can do it and get them results, then they don't care. I don't care if someone started yesterday. If I give them a chance and they knock it out of the park, dude, who cares? So next, don't overcomplicate things. It's hard to say the wrong thing to the right person and the right thing to the wrong person. Super important. You can't sell meat to a vegan. Offer what they need and not what you're good at. Okay. So you're not going to sell meat to a vegan. Translation is that you're not going to give somebody or sell somebody on something that they don't want. So let's say you have this awesome burger and you're trying to sell it to a vegan dude and you're like, bro, it's made out of grade A Angus beef. This is awesome beef. It's the best. You're like, okay, but I don't eat that. And you're like, oh, okay, but no, bro, you don't understand, bro. This beef got the spices in it, bro, and it's created just perfectly. You're like, bro, I don't eat that. I don't eat meat. I don't know what to tell you. It's the same thing, dude. Distinguish obstacles from objections is something super important, and know the difference. Before getting into price, ask just to triple check, is this something you feel like could help you get to your goal, like the offer that I gave you? And is there any reason why we wouldn't be able to start right away and hit the ground running? So if you say something like, is there any reason why we wouldn't be able to start today? They might say, oh yeah, well, we're actually like working on implementing or bringing on more people in the next 2 weeks. And you wouldn't really bring up price until you get that information. You don't bring up price until you have all the information. The reason why this is important is because let's say you don't bring up obstacles first, you just go for straight like price. You could be like, okay, well, the price is like, well, we can do this for like $2,000 a month. Then they're going to say something like, oh yeah, well, we were thinking about starting in 2 weeks anyways. And that's going to work against you because now instead of you actually handling the objections themselves, because maybe they'll have objections and maybe they'll have obstacles, but trying to handle them both at the same time is the worst thing that you can possibly do because they're going to try to come up with some excuse and then you're going to believe the excuse and then you're going to get off the call without actually handling their objections. And that's not what you want. So you want to figure out when they're actually trying to start, if they're ready to start right now. And if they say something like, yeah, I'd be willing to start if we can work out like an offer, like if the pricing would make sense, then it gives you a perfect segue into the price because they're bringing it up being like, well, what's your price? And you're not bringing it up. So this always looks better. And next we need to talk about objection handling. This should pretty much never happen. Like I've never really had to be in an objection handling situation, but if it does, here are a few things that you do need to know. 1, never be confrontational. Agree first and then become curious. So if someone says something like, yeah, now really isn't the right time. I don't know if we have it in the budget. So I got to get off of the call and check the finances. What I would say is, yeah, man, it makes a bunch of sense. I mean, you're a business owner. You got a bunch of bills. I'm sure you got a bunch of softwares and people and payroll and bills be creeping up on you. So I definitely understand. No worries. And then you would handle the objection. So you agree. Yeah, man. Makes perfect sense. But understand that most objections are smoke screens. Ask questions to get the real objection. So a lot of people say something like, I got to think about it, or I'm not really sure yet, or let me look at the finances, because they're giving you a smoke screen. A smoke screen is something to distract you from the real objection. Use your sales call information that you wrote down for ammo. That's really important too. So to get to that, if someone says, oh, well, I think that we should wait. Now I would look at it, I'll look at my page, will be like this. This is literally what I would say. Well, I'm a bit confused. You said you wanted to wait, but then like earlier you said that you wanted to reach this amount of money in the next 3 months. So it sounded like you were like super ready to get going. And now you're saying you want to wait. And that's cool and all. I was confused. Which one are you trying to go super quick? And just by asking questions, them seeing that they're contradicting themselves, they're all going to be like, yeah, well, I did say that. So the goal here is not to make them feel stupid. It's not to get them in a gotcha moment. The goal here is literally just to get to the real objection. That's it. Handling the real objection. And the real objection, the only real objection that they could really have is that 1, they don't trust you to do what you're saying you're going to do. And 2, is they think that you're overpriced. They think that they could get it for cheaper and better or cheaper for the same quality, that sort of thing. If they say something like, I want to think about it, for example, I'd be like, oh yeah, for sure. No worries. What exactly do you want to think about? And it could be like, well, I want to think about the price, or I want to think about I want to look at more of your work and look at more of your portfolio. Those are two different things. So if they want to look at more of your work, look at more of your portfolio, then they're not convinced yet. They don't trust you yet. And if they are just concerned about the price, then that's an objection you can handle. So if you're on the call, you can be like, oh yeah, no worries, man. If it'd be comfortable with you, what I usually do is start out with my clients just as a discovery project. So a small one-time project to see, if we worked well together, if it would be a good fit, and then we work together from there. Does that sound cool? And that's really all you need to know about objection handling. Now look, you're gonna hear a whole bunch of stuff about sales calls and objection handling that is not going to apply to you if you start looking up videos or looking at videos, because when most people talk about sales calls or objection handling, it's from a business to consumer standpoint. So if you're a salesman and you're getting on sales all day, where they'll be like, oh, if they say this, you say this, and then they say this and you say this, and then this is the perfect objection handle. It's first and foremost, one of the biggest things you have to remember, dude, is that these are business owners. These are a sophisticated audience that you're talking to, and they're smart. So if you're over here trying to do some crazy objection handles on them and stuff like this, they're gonna feel it. They're gonna feel like you're doing sales calls things, and they're gonna be shut off. I've been through this before. I say this from experience because I've done the whole getting on a sales call and doing the objection handling and going super deep into their pain state, going super deep into their pleasure state and all this type of stuff. And people see it coming from a mile away, and it just really turns them off on the sales call because they feel as though it is a sales call. It is a discovery call. You're just talking to them. That's basically it. You're just talking to them. Don't overthink it. I've had sales calls where I literally just get on, kick it with the dude. We have good vibes. We talk, we have a conversation, and then we just have to close the deal. It's really that easy. Business is like chess. Instead of trying to memorize every possible line, learn the principles that can be applied in any situation. This is why general business advice is undervalued, while templates, methods, and tactics are overvalued. Tyson 40 out here spitting some facts. Essentially, you want to learn the principles because they can be applied in any situation, rather than just like, Tyson, what's the scripts? What's the exact words that I say? Because if you have a planned out script and they say one thing that's not on your script, now you're sitting there like a deer in the headlights. You don't know what to say. So learn the principles, dude. Also, a tip that I didn't even write down here is just be more social, dude. Just talk to more people. A lot of people think that they're going to get on the sales call and be like super social. They're going to know exactly what to say and be witty and stuff. Dude, people on calls especially, like your vibe really does say a lot about you. So if you get on and you seem really chill, you seem like a good person, a lot of the times that's just going to get you the gig. Like that's the main reason why people want to get on calls with you, is because they want to see if you are who you say you are. That's basically it. And if you get on the call and you're like quiet and you're just answering things with like one word sentences and you seem nervous, that's going to not be good for you, bro. That's going to hurt you overall. So just go out in your life and say hi to more people and start small conversations. Go out there and compliment some people and make some observation statements like, hey, that's a cool belt. That's it. And this is going to get you out of your comfort zone, but it's also going to help you be more social. And once you're better, you have better social skills, it's going to help you on these sales calls. Next thing to note is that imposter syndrome is great. The cure is to just get unreasonably good at what you do, and then it will go away. So if you're of the thought of like, well, I don't know if like clients are going to want to work with me, if like my copywriting is good enough, this sort of thing, dude, just get better. Learn more, get better. One of the biggest things that helped me here is to get my own mentor. I've gotten tons of mentors over the years. My last one that I paid just a couple months ago, actually, 18 grand US for the mentor. I know some people are like, wow, that's crazy. It is pretty crazy. It hurt the pockets a little bit, but bro, you got to know, and my mentors pay for mentors. Like the guy that I paid 18 grand to, he paid his mindset mentor over 200 grand for like mindset coaching, because he's worked with the biggest names and you know, he's the real deal. So just to put it in perspective, it's really just paying for speed. You can do it without mentors and it's great, but there's going to be some lost time. That's basically it. More mistakes, more trial and error, and trying it for more time, right? So that's it. Next up, okay, and this is the good one. This is where it gets juicy. Advanced and secondary copywriting skills to close 4K per month copywriting clients. Email marketing, video sales letters, sales pages, funnel building, email sequences, AI copywriting, and even more. Then to top it all off, the after video action plan, which is a complete must watch. If you watch everything and just without the action plan, it's like, dude, why'd you even watch, bro? Here's exactly what I would do if I had to quit my 9 to 5 in only 60 days and my life depended on it. Someone kidnapped my family or they kidnapped me. They held a gun to my head and said, you had 60 days, bro. If you don't make 3K, 4K per month and quit your 9 to 5 job, you're done. Here's what I would do. I would quickly, of course, sign up to as many email lists as possible in your relative niche and look for any free resource, ebook, or newsletter that you can sign up to. So get on as many emails as possible. This is, like I said, it's just going to give you a better perspective of what people are sending out. You're going to be able to outreach to them based on what they send out and so on and so forth. Next is to gather up to 10 to 20 prospects per day. Speed run your personal profile to 100 followers and 9 posts, which again, this should take like 3 days. All you have to do is go through your camera roll, look at some posts you already have, write some good captions, and maybe write 1 or 2 or 3 reels. And then create a reel. Reels are not that difficult to make. You literally just hold your phone out and record your face. Like, I don't know how much easier I can really describe it. That's like as easy as it gets. So I would speed run your personal profile, 100 followers and 9 posts. Again, that should take like 2 days, 3 days. And then you're ready to start outreaching like crazy. Send 10 to 20 initial outreaches daily from any of the methods above. If you're a beast, dude, just keep sending them out. Something to note is that if you create a brand new account and then just start sending out like crazy amounts of outreaches, like 50 a day, Instagram's going to shut you down because they're going to be like, this dude's sending out too many Instagrams and he just made a brand new account. So it looks like he's a spam bot. So you want to make sure you're not going into the Instagram spam folder. So you want to start small, or ideally start with an account that's actually old. So use an old account. If your old account, you have friends and family on there that you don't want them to see. Just start a new account, but warm it up first with only a small amount, and do some, instead of Instagram outreach, do some email outreach off rip as well. So next is to join the Discord and school groups. This is obviously before all the other ones, but you want to exchange value with others. Talk to other people, exchange value with others, share your findings, and also it really helps to just make friends. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I've had multiple, they started out as accountability partners, but I would consider them just straight up friends on my copywriting journey, where we would just hop on a call. We would both just work outreach for 5 hours, 6 hours, and be like, all right, I'm getting off now. And they'd be like, okay, I'll get off now too. I'll be on in a couple hours. And then you just get off and get back on in a couple hours, and then you start working again. This is what I did. Super motivating, super inspiring, because once they get a win, your win is coming next, and it's just the best thing to do. Next is to nurture and follow up with any warm leads heavily. So if you outreach to somebody and they say, hey, what's up? And then you let it marinate, and then you ask them if they want to see some value, and they say yes, they're now a warm lead. So whether they ghost you, or they say no, or they say yes and then ghost you, or whatever the outcome is, after they say yes to your free value and you send it over to them, they're now a warm lead, and they now are somebody that you outreach to forever. Next, I would get on camera, record looms, and video intro DMs. This is a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't want to do. A lot of people don't want to get on camera. A lot of people don't want to give value. A lot of people don't want to spend time doing this, but I would just go head first into this, dude. I would just be sending crazy looms, crazy amount of video intro DMs. I would just be sending, because this is just stuff that can never be oversaturated, especially because how you do the videos and how you do the looms is a big part of the whole process. I'm good on camera. I wasn't always good on camera. Trust me. I have some resources in the free copy starter kit, and also some of my very first videos on YouTube you can watch where I was stumbling over my words and I couldn't speak properly at all. And a lot of people are like, no, bro, I literally don't even believe that you weren't a good speaker. Because, dude, the charisma, the articulation, pronunciation, the enunciation, it's all on point. And it's yeah, dude, all I do every single day is talk. All I do is review people's copy. All I do is create YouTube videos. All I do is create videos on my Instagram, right? So all I do is talk. So practice makes perfect. That's really just it. Just spam shit, bro. Just do it. You have to attack these goals. Remember, you have 60 days and your life depends on it. Now, I would finish all of these steps in 1 to 2 days. 3 days max, and repeat them and refine the process. In 60 days, there's no reason you can't quit your job. I've helped many people already do it. Quit their job, 60 days, or make 3 to 5K per month, 60 days. That's it. So everybody, here's a thought exercise for you. I want to ask you a question. If you make $1 million, are you rich? Some people might say yeah. Some people might say no. If someone works for 40 years and earns $25,000 per year, they made $1 million. Are they rich? Hell no. Someone else makes $1 million in 1 year. Are they rich? Most people would say yeah, unless you're going to be one of those pompous dudes that are like, no, bro, you need to make $1 billion a year. Okay, $1 million a year. Are they rich? Yes, most people would say. Money is more about speed than it is about quantity. So making as much money as possible, sure, that's one thing, but it's about making money quickly. And to make money quickly, you have to do things quickly. You have to start quickly. You have to finish quickly. You have to do everything quickly. Bro, you just have to not stop. You just have to attack everything. So here's how I felt starting out. And I recommend everybody document their journey. I took video journals and also journaled in my Snapchat. That's why it looks like this. In my Snapchat, because a year later, it would give me a notification hey, you have memories from last year. So here's what I said. And I didn't even spell copywriting right. That's how you know I was just starting out. Just finished the copywriting course. Now it's time to reach out to companies and try to sell my services. I've really been stalling the process because I'm not excited to get turned down or to be on business calls. It's all very new to me and definitely the most uncomfortable part, but I know it's necessary and I know it's worth it. I want so bad to quit my job and get my time back and enjoy life's luxuries, and I can't do that if I don't force myself to do this. This might be one of the harder things I've ever done, not because of its sheer difficulty, but because it's not something I have to do, but something I have to force myself and make it something I have to do. Meaning I have to be a self-starter. And there's nobody telling me to do this. I was in the army. I was a carpenter. I had done these hard things before, but it was because someone was yelling in my face to do it. To do it by myself and to keep myself motivated, I understood that it was going to be difficult. If there's anything that I've learned in this lifetime, is that hard work pays off. And that was back in 2022 when I was just starting my copywriting journey. And these were my goals. In 1 month, I want to have made a couple of sales. By this time, 6 months, my goal is to make $5,000 per month. That's more than enough to quit my job and get a nicer apartment. February 2021. It was actually 2022. I don't know why I put 2021 here. As you can see, it's full of typos. But this was February 2022. So when I was just starting my copywriting journey. As of this recording, it's July 2024. right? So literally 2 years ago, this was me. If you're anxious, use it as fuel. If you're excited, use it as fuel. If you're angry, use it as fuel. If you're frustrated, use it as fuel. And if you're insecure, use it as fuel. Emotion is energy. Energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. So use all of your emotions to your advantage because it's all fuel. It all helps you get to the goal. So let's put it into perspective because it's going to be tough. Again, copywriting is not some passive income scheme where you can just like click a few buttons and money falls out of the sky. Even though that's probably what some TikTok guru told you, it's not like that. Here's to put it into perspective because it's going to take work. The traditional route, going to college, is going to university, getting into tens of thousands of dollars of debt, if not $100,000 of debt, sacrificing 4+ years, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, just for a chance to make over 6 figures. And check this out. How many people drop out of university? Around 40% of people drop out. 40% of people, they get into tens of thousands of dollars of debt. They get into up to $100,000 in debt and they spend years in it and then they don't even finish. That's almost half the people, dude. That's almost half the people. So yes, man, copywriting is going to take some work. It's not going to take nearly as much work as university chances are. And it's not going to cost even a fraction. It can cost nothing. It's literally free to start. You can do it, try it for a year, for 2 years, and you're going to be no worse off than when you started. And look, the last thing that I really need to give you is to not let your overly skeptical brain talk you out of your destiny. So you don't have any excuses. This guy's name is Leopold. He said he's made $9,000 now. I'm almost done setting up the funnels for the companies I'm working with. I don't know exactly how much I'll be making from commission, but at least $3,000 to $5,000 a month per company. He's 14 years old, my friends. 14 years old at the time of writing this, probably 15 now. But he's 14. He's made over $9 grand with copywriting. What is your excuse? What is your excuse? Top geographies, 22% of people are from the United States, but 9% of people are from India. So I know there's a lot of Indian people or a lot of people from any of these third world countries, India, Nigeria as well. Okay. Third world country, Canada. Like I'm in Canada, so I can say that. Obviously, Canada isn't a third world country, although it seems like that. It feels like that sometimes. So here's what Zeus said. Zeus said, I started with $0 and no copy skills, and I'm currently at 4 figures per month. So over $1,000 per month. Won't go into the exact amount, but it's like 80,000 Indian rupees, which is more than his high school teachers. He's making a lot relative to where he lives and what he's doing right now. And he's also 16 years old. So it's like, dude, look, a lot of people like to say, okay, yeah, this will work. But it won't work for me. Man, what is your excuse? Lastly, I want to hear what my past students, David, has to say. Have him come on here and do a quick word to you guys about what he was able to accomplish with copywriting as well.
What's up, guys? So right now I'm at IKEA over here in Burbank, California, and this is where I used to work. And I just want to make a huge shout out to Tyson. I was able to quit my job here in about 4 months, about 3.5, 4 months. So I started back in December. I got my first client within a month. That was a trial client. So this was a client I worked with on a trial basis for about a month. And then 3 weeks after that, I got my first paying client. And then a month and a half after that, I got my third client. Now all my clients are on retainers, and I was able to completely walk away from my job right here.
All right, everybody, now that you've heard all that and you know that copywriting really is the real deal, now we're going to talk about the introductory to secondary copywriting skills. Super important. Sometimes referred to by me, because I came up with the term, as copy consulting. Other people sometimes call it full stack copywriting or digital marketing. Understand how to utilize more than just copywriting is going to give you an unfair advantage and a competitive edge over every other copywriter. And look, guys, the reason why this is so important is because this is going to make it feel really real. Like, again, everybody's like, oh, well, how can I get paid just like $10,000 per month just for writing words and stuff? It's like, no, this is the stuff that you really start to make serious bank with. And you're going to see why, because it's not all easy. It doesn't all come second nature. And a lot of this information is not freely available, or at least until this course came out, I literally couldn't find much on a lot of this stuff. I had to learn from experience. I had to learn from also people that I've done business with and my clients as well. Like, my clients are people who were making $4 million, $10 million per year. And they were actually like mentoring me and teaching me themselves, which was really cool. I also hired a mentor currently that's like, dude, making crazy money, like crazy money. He's made over 50 million. Here's the skills that we're actually gonna be learning in this section. Email sequence creation, how emails work together in a sequence in order to complete a specific goal. Email automation creation in software, how to maximize profitability in email lists by creating email marketing automations that drive sales on autopilot. Video sales letters, or VSLs. These are videos that shift beliefs while also revealing the product with the intentions of getting the sale. AI copywriting, how to create better copy in a shorter amount of time using AI and ChatGPT. Landing page creation, how to manipulate simple softwares to build a landing page for your clients that will lead them to getting more sales. And finally, a complete action plan on how to tackle this whole course. Also, we're going to be talking about sales funnel and sales funnels creations. It really does encompass all of these. So think of all of these as different pillars. We learned the copywriting. The copywriting applies to all of these, and then all of these applies to marketing funnels. Okay, so a marketing funnel is essentially an amalgamation of all of these together. Like essentially, you're getting a full marketing master's degree or a PhD by just watching this video. I'm telling you, and then a complete action plan on how to tackle this whole entire free mega course. Okay, so guys, we're in the final stretch. Don't quit in the middle, quit at the end, quit what you're done at least, and we're gonna continue and trudge on. Everything you've watched until this point will only be highly effective if you watch until the end and implement these action steps. So not easy, but they work. So my job is not to tell you guys what's easy, not to tell you guys what you want to hear, is to actually give you guys what will work. So when we get to the actual final action steps, don't look at them and say, oh, well, this looks hard. This looks daunting. No, this is what it takes to win. This is the price of admission. How I think of it is like success is like a club. It's like a nightclub. It's club success. And there's a bouncer. You get up to the bouncer and instead of checking your ID, he checks how much you've done, how much work you've put in. He checks you. And if you don't have the skills to pay the bills, if you can't show your receipts of all the people you've been outreaching to, all the work you've been doing, he ain't gonna let you in. You can't cheat the game. There ain't no secrets. It really just, the secret is in the work that you're avoiding. That's it. I get these comments all the time. I find them hilarious, but we're gonna address them. Don't think copywriters are needed anymore. People advertise through social media, which is way more effective. Of course, I can see why people would think that. There's no big deal. So another thing to understand is that women lie, dude. Men also lie, but numbers don't. So let's take a look at the numbers, my friends. Is email marketing important to make business? And also, I got all of these off of Google, and you can check the stats and check the resources to do your own research if you'd like. Is email marketing important to make businesses money? 78% of marketers report combined increase in email engagement. For every $1 businesses spend on email marketing, they receive $42 in return on average. 49% of consumers say they would like to receive weekly promotional emails from their favorite brands. But that's not it. Is email marketing a good way to make money? Email marketing has a typical ROI of $42 for every $1 spent. But is email marketing dying? Why or why not? Email marketing is not dead. eMarketer reports that 81% of retail professionals say email marketing is a successful way to acquire new customers, compared to 51% who think the same about social media. So more people say that you can make money with email marketing than social media. 30% more people. That's not a negligible amount. That's a huge amount. That makes email more than 40 times more effective for acquiring new customers than either Facebook or Twitter. 40 times. And we'll get into why in just a moment. Some more key statistics. There are 4.48 billion email users worldwide. 81% of companies use emails as a part of their marketing strategy. 88% of people check their emails every single day. Email remains a significantly more effective way to acquire customers than social media, nearly 40 times that of Facebook and Twitter combined. Here are some key social media versus email marketing metrics. So email has an average open rate of 15 to 25%. Social media, organically, you're only getting 2 to 4% of people who are actually going to look at your posts. Click-through rate, 2.9% through email. Click-through rate on social media, 1.36. Conversion rate on email, 8%. Social media, 3%. Return on investing, 3,600%. So 36 ROI, 36 for $1 spent, or 42 as some other studies note. But with social media, it's only 180%. Let's see what the top 9-figure marketers think. So this is from a book, actually. This is from a book called Sell Like Crazy from Sabri Subri. Sabri Subri is a 9-figure digital marketer. He's a great marketer, and he makes tons of money, obviously. And he makes tons of money for the businesses that he works with. So he knows exactly what he's talking about. He's been in the game. He's an OG in the game. Okay. So, and according to the Direct Marketing Association, DMA, for every $1 marketing spends on email, the average ROI is $44. And so email marketing is better than SEO, internet ads, keyword ads, mobile marketing, catalogs, banner ads, and everything else in between. Don't make the mistake of not building this incredible asset for your own business. Email delivers more leads than any other marketing channel, and 42% of businesses have listed email marketing as the top digital marketing channel for their lead generation. So if you're serious about business growth, an email list is critical. In addition to this, email is incredibly efficient. It can sell to 10 people as easily as it can sell to 100,000 people. In other words, it scales. You can write just one great email message and profit from it again and again and again. Just like this one email I wrote in 30 minutes that has already made me $467,163. Screenshot included. One email, 30 minutes, over 400 grand. I wrote this great email once, and thanks to the power of email marketing and automation, it's been a workhorse that keeps working, grinding it out, and bringing in more money without me having to exert any further effort. When I look at sales and marketing, I look to create automatic and robotic-like selling systems where you can write an email, shoot a video, write a sales page, or record a webinar, and then profit from it again and again on autopilot. Email is the bedrock of my business today. It's by far the number one source of revenue. It's how I communicate with my community, launch new services, and reach my customers. Email is the engine that's generated millions of dollars for my business, more than every other channel we've used combined. And it's not just our business that depends on email. It turns out that having an email list has a 40-fold impact to your bottom line. Yes, you've heard that right. So I'll leave it at that. Everybody knows the stats. I've given you the stats right now. Alex Hormozi, also a huge marketing guy and business owner that I've already talked about a little bit in this video. This email marketing strategy made me over $2.4 million to steal it. Okay, so everybody knows in business that email marketing works. So I don't know about you guys, but I trust all of this proof over this dude. This is just some random on Instagram. You're going to come across people who just don't understand it. They don't get it. Also, dude, who do you think writes the adverts on social media? Who do you think writes them, dude? It's the copywriters. The copywriters also write the ads too. Not to mention, it's not a question of social media or email marketing. They're used in conjunction. They're both used. If you're using one without the other, you're not getting the best results. So it's just nonsensical. I just like to address that. I like to address those things because just the stats show. Like there's no, don't believe me, dude. Like straight up, don't believe me. Don't believe anyone else. Do your own research if you have to. Dude, it's right there. Email sequences. Now let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to make all this money with emails and how it actually works. So why email sequences? Email sequences are an effective way to make emails work together to achieve a desired goal. So what types of email sequences are there? So we're going to go over a welcome sequence, a sales/deadline sequence, and a subscriber reviver sequence. Now, there are probably tons of other email sequences out there, but these are the most basic ones, and they're the ones that we're going to focus on. I'm not going to give you a master class on every single one of these secondary skills because, again, they're not even going to be that relevant to you until you get a client in the first place, but I want to have you exposed to them so you have a better idea of the marketing landscape as a whole. I started outreaching and I didn't even know what an email sequence was. Like people kept saying these words like email sequences, email automations, sales funnels, and I had zero clue what the hell they meant. And I had already been buying a whole bunch of courses and nobody really told me. I was like, what does this stuff even mean? And man, I'm giving up a free game right here. I'm not even gatekeeping anything. It's kind of nuts, but hey man, we're gonna get right into it. A welcome sequence is important because it encourages future consumption of emails while also creating belief shifts that will help them get into a buying state down the line. So it warms them up. It gets them more familiar with their brand. It gets them opening up your emails. So these are highly valuable emails that are going to train people to open and also click on links. Next, the sales/deadline sequence. A sales promo sequence is created to get sales and convert readers while still injecting value as to not sacrifice goodwill. You have things called like soft CTAs and then hard CTAs or just straight up deadline or promo emails. We're going to get into what those exactly look like and I'm going to break them down. I have some examples of all of these, of course, that we're going to be looking at. So next is the subscriber reviver sequence. Sent to subscribers who haven't opened in the last 30 to 60 days, okay, and you can automatically do this in the software again. Having a subscriber reviver sequence and automation is the best way to ensure you have a clean email list while still keeping as many people on that email list as possible. I'm going to talk about email deliverability, why you want a clean email list, why you actually want to delete some email addresses off of your email list and all that stuff later, because again, this is all going to sound new to you. We're like at least 6-7 hours in and we're still uncovering new territory here. Okay. So I'm going to explain everything in excruciating detail as we continue. Man, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Tyson 4D and you already know what we came here to do. We came here to learn more about copywriting, more specifically secondary skills. And we're taking a look at some email sequence examples. So let's start off with the welcome sequence. What does this look like? What does it entail? Now, essentially inside of here, I have taken the liberty of gathering some emails actually from my own email inbox. So these are lists that I've signed up to and I've been getting emails for. And I'm going to show you a couple of examples super quickly, but we're mostly going to go over the theory of sequences here, not actually go over and review more copy so that we can keep everything as concise as possible. So let's get right into it. This one says, subject line, if you only take one supplement to build muscle, this is it. So Something to note, depending on how the emails are added to the list, meaning do they sign up to a newsletter? Do they download a free lead magnet? Have they bought something already? The email sequence may vary, okay? So if you sign up to an email list because of a newsletter, for example, you might get an email that says, welcome to the newsletter, here's what you're gonna get. If you sign up to the email for a free resource, then in the email, it might have the actual free resource and then also tell you what you're going to get. If you buy something to enter the list, maybe it tells you where to access what you've already purchased, and then it tells you what you're going to get in your email inbox. That's the first email. The reason why I don't have any here is because number one, they're just a utility email. It's nothing really special. There's not really much copy in it. It's just for like usage. And also you can see like a million. All you have to do is sign up to an email list yourself, which of course I've already recommended you to do. The very first email is usually a utility email dedicated to providing instructions. So onto why the subscriber signed up in the first place. And the rest of the emails, the biggest thing we want to accomplish are belief shifts. Okay. So belief shifts, why the alternatives are inferior, and why your way is superior, and addressing objections. So those are some things that we want to do. We also want to give people value. So the thing with email is that essentially it's like a bank. You build up goodwill, you build up trust, and you give people value, and then every once in a while you will promote. The biggest problem that business owners run into is they believe, like they see, oh, you can make this much money from email, so all they do is promo, but it's like trying to withdraw from a bank that you've not deposited anything into quite yet. So you have to do the welcome sequence, give people value and warm them up, usually before you start just promoting them hard. So email number one, subject line. If you only take one supplement to build muscle, this is it. And this is like I said, this is the email from Jeff Nippard. So he is a fitness guy. Essentially, he's just talking and giving value about creatine here. Some of the most common questions: how much? When should you take it? Is creatine safe? Does creatine cause balding? Well, picture of him bald, but he's not actually bald. It's just a filter, as you can see. Just kidding. That's a Snapchat filter. And then he goes into if it actually causes balding. And then if you're curious what popular supplements are definitely not worth your money, check out this video. And then he gives you the link to a YouTube video right there. You can do this, and this is like cross-pollination. Cross-pollination is essentially when, people join your email list and then they join your YouTube, and then maybe they look at your Instagram, and they're just always following you in all these platforms. And what that does is essentially it builds that top of mind that we talked about way back in the outreach portion when we're talking about follow-up. Essentially now you're just omnipresent. You're all over them. You're always in their face. Not in their face, but they always see you. They always see your content or your client's content. So this is super important to do. And also it gives them value. So it's training them to open, because they know when I open this, not only am I going to learn a bunch of stuff, but I'm also going to be entertained, which is another important thing that we have to do in email sequences, which I'll kind of touch on in a moment. But we also have to train them to click. So if they click on emails a lot because you give out a lot of value, it will again make them want to click on things that are promo in the future as well. So when it comes to emails, you also want to be entertaining. Value is good and value is awesome. A lot of people feel like in the inbox, you're competing with other people's emails in the inbox, but that's not actually entirely true. You're also competing with everything else there on the internet. You're competing with TikTok, you're competing with Instagram, you're competing with YouTube. The question you have to ask yourself is, why would somebody read my email rather than go on one of those social media sites? The expression is someone's always 2 clicks away from funny cat video or half naked girls on Instagram. So you have to hold their attention, and you have to also entertain them all the way through. Now, some emails are funnier than others. Some people like to write funnier than others. Some people like to be more serious. Either way, you should have some sort of entertainment value in there as well. Like, think of this video, for example. This is a complete gigantic course that's so many hours long. Like, I don't even know how many hours. Probably going to end up being 8, 9 hours, maybe even more or less. But, I try my best not to be one of those really boring teachers. And then we do an email sequence. And email number 1 usually does this. We've all had those types of teachers. And of course, in the online economy, you have to be entertaining. There's no 2 ways about it. So the only thing really to note here is note that it gives value. There's entertainment value in there as well. And he also gives a CTA, call to action, with the link to a YouTube video. So that's the type of email that you would have in an email sequence. So the number 1 email might be something like, hey, here's why you signed up to this list. I'm going to start sending you more emails. That's the utility email. The second email might be this one. And then the third email to kind of build more rapport might be something like this. This is from Brandon Carter, another fitness guy. Make this mindset shift ASAP. Okay, so he's talking about a mindset shift here. Again, I'm not going to go over the emails. If you want to actually look at them for yourself, word for word, you can either pause the video or you can actually download the complete slides with all these links in here in, again, the free copy starter kit. Okay, it has literally everything you need. And the CTA here is simply keep Ulysses's, which is the guy he's talking about in this email, keep him in your mind next time you feel like throwing in the towel. So the CTA here is literally just don't give up. always be persistent, and here's a motivating story why. He literally just sent you this email to motivate you. Now there is a CTA, a link right here, but it's very, very subtle. Notice that. It's the baller mindset course. He has this course on having a baller mindset, I suppose. And he just linked it in a random sentence and didn't really call attention to it. This is a way to kind of like promote, but it's a very, very soft CTA, a soft sell. Soft selling is when you do something like this, you don't call much attention to it. Hard selling is like promoting, like you need to get into this because you're going to learn this, this, and this, and it's the best thing to get into ever. So yeah, things to note here, again, giving value. He's not really trying to get you to click on too much. He's not asking anything really of you. He's only really giving to build that know, like, and trust factor. And he has a very subtle call to action right there. That's basically it. That's all we really need to do. So this could be a 3 email sequence, a 5 email sequence, an 8 email sequence. It really doesn't matter all too much as long as it, does what we want it to do, which is build the know, like, and trust factor of the whole list. Again, email marketing, that whole email list is like a bank. You have to give people value before you can ask or extract value from them. So let's go back and go look at the sales and deadline sequence. So this comes, of course, after the welcome sequence, and this is what this might look like. So subject line, I can't seem to find a deep friendship. I actually signed up to a list where this guy is selling, like, I think it's like a friendship course or something. I'm not really completely 100% sure, but that's just what it is. It's essentially a course or a program that shows you how to find friends. I don't know. I've subscribed to all types of email lists, so I'm on literally everything. And this is, again, exactly what you guys should do, because it will give you guys give you guys ideas, and also give you guys some ideas of what not to do, and potentially lead to you getting opportunities because you're in people's email lists and you can see what they're sending out. So you can make it part of your outreach as, hey, as you can see here, I'm subscribed to your email list. These are your emails, and here's how you can fix them. He says, David, speak soon. And then he leaves a PS. We just launched our new course on how to deepen your friendships. This is a life-changing course for those who want to deepen their friendships. If you want to know more, click here, right? So that's essentially it. So the PS CTA, or the PS call to action, where he leaves a link, that's, again, a more of a soft sell, but this isn't like the sales or promo sequence. This is just where you make them aware of the product. So if you're creating a sales sequence, you might do this. You might give them some value up top here, create some belief shifts, and at the end in the PS, just as a by the way, here is the course, or here is the program, or here is the promotion, and that's it. So email number 2 is Dan Henry, an offer framework you can't refuse. Anyways, this is his email. I believe it's just like a belief shift. And then he's talking about his live workshop. So in the live workshop, obviously he's going to give a workshop for an hour, and at the end, he's going to promo you hard on his thing. Actually, no, this workshop is $7. So the workshop itself is $7. At the end, obviously, he's going to try to sell you something else. Peek into tomorrow. Okay, so these are essentially the bullet. This is the bullet copy. Peek into tomorrow, and then the benefit. The big decision, the big benefit, the bullet, the feature, and then the big benefit, so on and so forth. Click here to register for only $7. Right? So as you can see, here he's actually talking about the promotion. He's talking about the offer. And that is more of a hard sell. There's nothing wrong with hard selling or giving hard CTAs in the actual emails. You just want to make sure that you're giving value on top of that as well in your welcome sequence, and also somewhat in your promo sequences as well, because all of this is essentially all value. And then he gives the CTA to the $7 workshop. And then this is the last one we're going to be checking out. And the subject line is, what's stopping you from joining the Stage Academy? Stage Academy is his communication course, I believe. And this email is like a deadline sequence email. And you'll see these a lot. He's having a promotion for a limited amount of time. And as you can see, there's only 48 hours left. And then he's going to tell you to join the Stage Academy. Okay. These words are really important too. When you do scarcity and urgency promotions like this, they usually do really well. They've done really, really well for my clients before in the past, and pretty much everybody's clients. So make sure you add in some of these when you're actually creating promo for people. As you can see, it's very, very simple. All he's doing is he's basically motivating you to make a big change this year. And then he's telling you that you need to join the Stage Academy, and he's going to let you join for the next 48 hours. And then he's giving you more belief shifts right here. And then he's going to tell you to join the Academy again. This is basically a double CTA. So he tells you to join, he tells you why, and he tells you to join again. You'll see this often as well. And then last but certainly not least, we have the subscriber reviver sequence. So the subscriber reviver sequence is usually sent after you haven't been opening somebody's emails for 30 to 60 days. The goal is to get that person to open and interact with your emails. Now, the reason why you want to take emails off of your email list is because this increases deliverability. Meaning, deliverability is when you have the ability to have your emails sent into the primary inbox in Gmail. This is super important because if you're not in the primary primary emails and you're only in their promotions, they're probably never going to check you. The more people put you in their promotions, the more you're going to end up in everybody's promotions, and eventually you can land in people's spam folder. I've worked with clients before in the spam, and trust me, it's not fun. Their emails get like 1 to 3% opens, and that's it. Actually, I haven't shown you quite yet, but I on my own email list get 40% opens. And yes, they get like 3%. Nobody opens their emails, and their email marketing is just completely tanks. So you want to keep a good email sender reputation. And you do this by automatically cleansing emails off of your email list and not sending them to them. But we want to, of course, have as many emails as we want. So what do? The best thing to do is have an automatic subscriber reviver sequence. So let's say they haven't opened your emails around 30 days. That will trigger the automation system. We'll go over more automations as we go on. That will trigger the automation system. And of course, it will tell them, yo, you haven't been opening my emails. If you don't open this email and interact with it right here, I'm going to be honest, you're not going to be on my list anymore. And these are ones that I've actually gotten from being on people's lists and just not opening them. So the subject line is called final email. And I guess I'll read this really quickly since it's so short. It's been great. We've had our ups and downs, but all good things come to an end. We try our best to make our newsletters useful and insightful, but we understand that they are not for everyone. Every week, our newsletter, bullets, and we do it with love. But we haven't heard from you in a long time. So this is the last time we'll ask. Do you still want our newsletters? If not, we won't send our newsletters anymore. Goodbye. P.S. You're totally welcome back anytime. And then I have another one here, which is basically similar, but it's the same idea. Essentially acknowledging the fact that you haven't been opening the emails and then telling you straight up, if you want to hop back on the email list, let us know. If not, you'll be taken off, because we like to keep our email list as high quality as possible. That's basically it. So now you know 3 very, very basic email sequences. And sure, there are more out there, but these 3 are the main money makers. Like welcome sequence warms them up and prepares you to make more money in the future. Sales and deadline sequence essentially lets you make more money. And then the subscriber reviver sequence just essentially multiplies the whole email list. And that's it. It really is super simple. So if you're wondering like, yo, Tyson, how do I make like a 3 or 4 email welcome sequence? It's simple. Just add a couple of emails that are high value, valuable emails, and also have CTAs or links in them to more value, and set them up for the belief shifts that they need to believe in order to take them to the sales and deadline sequences. That's basically it. And then in the sales and deadline sequences, you might start with some value, give a belief shift, give them a CTA to the product, tell them more about the product, another CTA to the product, and that's it. There's a couple emails like that. Super, super simple. People always ask me what a sequence is. Now you know exactly what an email sequence is, how to make them, and some examples too. But now we need to talk about email automation, which is just as attractive and crucial to businesses making tons of money, because you can set up an email automation one time and make money from it forever. Email automation automatically sends emails based on subscribers' actions. If a subscriber signs up to an email list, opens an email, clicks an email, etc., then they can go down a path of emails, almost like a choose your own adventure book. Okay, I'll give you some examples and actually show you how I make one. So, why is email automation effective in the first place? Well, with email automation, you can craft an email sequence once and profit from it until the end of time. It essentially turns your email list into a passive revenue source for your business. So email service providers, what are these and how do you do this? This is the softwares, okay? And I get this question all the time. Tyson, when I come on as a copywriter for a client, like what do I do? How do I send out the emails to the list? Okay, so pay very close attention, because I get this question every single day. No matter how many times I answer it, there's new DMs in my inbox. There's new comments on my videos asking, but Tyson, how do I do this? I'm going to show you. And if you see anybody else asking this, tell them to watch this, okay? Tell them to just watch this course. ActiveCampaign is a software you can use. It's the best by far, just hands down the best. I don't see anybody arguing that fact, but it's the most expensive. To give you an idea, I pay over $2,000 per month for this simple software just to send emails. Next, we have ConvertKit. This is good, but it's cheaper. It has limited amount of features. Next is MailChimp. This is okay too. It's mid-priced. I personally don't like it. I find the user interface to be clunky, but some people use that. There's also Kajabi and ClickFunnels. These are almost free, but they're pretty basic. So Kajabi, for example, is a course hosting platform. ClickFunnels is a funnel platform where you just create sales funnels, and you can also do emails in them. They're kind of like a side added on feature. So you can't add super intricate automations, but that's okay. Which one should you use? Well, your client will most likely already have one, but which one doesn't really matter. Pro tip: Softwares are easy to figure out. The software companies understand that nobody is going to keep a software they don't use and don't know how to use. So they have ample tutorials. So whenever you need to know literally anything, how to do anything, how to send an email, how to send broadcast emails, how to create an automation, how to create a segment of the list, it's super simple, man. Results. What is the average email open rate? It's 21.5%. Average click rate is 2.5%. As you can see, I have over 100,000 contacts in my own personal email list, and I've worked with clients with even bigger email lists than that. And I'm at 40% open rate, or my click rate is 6.78%. So all of my rates are way higher than average, and that's because I started my email off right from the beginning. You might run into some clients that either their email deliverability isn't that good, or their email practices aren't that good, and they've kind of messed up their email reputation, or maybe they've been promoting to their email list a little bit too much, and then their email list is essentially just people who don't like the actual person. There's no like and trust right there. So you have to like fix it. And this is not the situation you want to be in. But when you come on with a client and they have a really good and healthy email list that they're sending out good emails to, that's going to save you a lot of time and trouble and make your emails perform to the best of their abilities. Just for reference, I know how to create an awesome email list. I created my own, over 100,000 contacts, 40% open rates. Those numbers are literally like unheard of. They're insane. Who wants to watch me build an email automation from scratch? Well, enough talking. Let's do it. So everyone, here we are in Active Campaign. This is what it looks like when you go to try to start an animation. I just went up here in the top corner and said create an automation. And as you can see here, there are tons and tons and tons of recipes. Recipes are essentially templates of automations that you can create. And as you can see, there is tons. There's like literally maybe even thousands of them. Like look at how many automations there are. There's so many, it is insane. You can search recipes or automations right there in the top right as well and create whatever one that you want. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to start from scratch right here. So here we are in the automation. Now, as you can see, there has to be a trigger. Whatever the trigger is, so I'll actually go through some here. So they subscribe to a list. This means they went to a landing page of yours or they went to somewhere and they put in their email. They gave you an email and this is what they get. Next is they submit a form, right? So almost the same thing. Next is they open or read an email. So let's say they open an email and now they go to this automation. Click an email, visit a web page, event is recorded, shares an email, right? There's a lot of different ones that you can do. For this for all intents and purposes, I'm going to do the tag is added. Tag is just going to be nice, whatever. It's just for demonstration. So what's the first thing that we want to do? Do we want to send them an email, send them an SMS, send a notification email, transactional email, so on and so forth. So all we're going to do is send an email. The email name, example, and we're going to save it in design later. So as you can see in Active Campaign, you have this awesome looking map. There's no other software that I know or that I've used that has this really cool map feature to it. So I can also go here. Now there's a few things that I can do. I can send them another email or I can do some of these. So there's wait, there's if/else. These are like the top two that you're going to be using in the first place. Now, this automation stuff can get really complicated. I'm going to save you the complication and again, just show you the basics of how to use the tool. So there's wait, which is very simple to understand. You literally click it and it tells you wait 1 day, wait 5 days, wait 2 hours, and then either send another email or do another action. You can tell it to do whatever you want. There's unlimited amount of combinations here. So I'm going to actually use if else. I'm going to show you. So we're going to go to if. So there's a condition. So let's say I want to say if they've clicked on a video or if they've clicked on an email, I'll just go open. If they've opened any email in the last 30 days, then if they do, I want to send an email. Send an email. Thanks for clicking. Save and design later. And if they don't actually click an email or open an email in the last 30 days, I'm going to send them an email, say, why no click, for example. Now I can fill out all these emails later, but this is what it looks like. Okay, this is what an email automation looks like. So how this works, let's say somebody signs up for your newsletter. This is their welcome email. Here you go. And then let's say they didn't open the welcome email. If they didn't open it, you can send them another welcome email. If they did open it, maybe you want to send them a promo email or send them some different sort of email. There's lots of different theory that can go behind this. I always suggest just keep it simple at first. And then as you go on, like if this is your first time learning about copywriting, this is probably a little bit overwhelming. So we're going to leave it right there. So that is literally what it looks like to build an email automation. Super simple. Now, if you want to just send an email to the whole list, that is really simple as well. It's done right here in this software. So hopefully that answers all of your guys' questions and there should be no need to any more ask me, yo Tyson, how do I send the emails to my email clients' lists. It's that simple, just like that. So everybody, now that you've watched me build an email automation from scratch, it's time to talk about video sales letters. Okay, so what is a video sales letter in the first place? A video sales letter is simply a video that's goal is to get sales. The video usually covers topics like results and testimonials, why this product is different from the rest, why the rest, all the other products are inferior, why our product is superior, and the unique service proposition or the offer. Okay, I'm going to get into that in a minute. What the offer looks like and the unique selling proposition. Sorry. So what is a unique mechanism? This is something you really need to know. This is a copywriting term. I put it in the video sales letter section because it's not advanced, but you don't need to know it in order to just create an email. So what is a unique mechanism? A unique mechanism is a special feature that makes a product different and better than others like it. For example, imagine a vacuum cleaner that can keep sucking up dirt strongly without getting clogged because it has a unique V12 engine. This is literally like my Dyson. Now, the vacuum probably looks just like other vacuums. It's probably the quote unquote same as other vacuums. But if I say, but it has a V12 engine, people are like, oh, damn, supercars have a V12. That sounds pretty cool. I want my vacuum cleaner to have a V12. It's a way to just get more sales because you make your thing sound more unique. This special feature helps it stand out from other vacuums that lose power as they fill up with dirt. By focusing on the unique feature, the vacuum shows why it's a better choice. This is a way to avoid your product as being seen as a commodity. So some more examples. The software is the first of its kind because not only does it give you a deeper analytics into your program, but it also utilizes AI to help you create data-driven decisions. There's one. So sure, other ones just do this one thing, but it also uses AI to help you do it even more. Right? This is a common one with AI. So another one. With this app, not only can you create stunning videos, but you can make it look like you're looking directly in the camera when in reality, you have the luxury of looking off screen at the script. So this is an actual product that I've seen where it's just an AI feature where I can look like this and read the script, but it tweaks the video so that it looks like I'm looking directly at the camera. That's a unique mechanism. Next is, unlike other workout machines, Bowflex utilized resistance training so that you can get a constant resistance throughout the whole rep, unlike using free weights. So why wouldn't I just use free weights? It's kind of like addressing an objection almost. So now to give a deeper understanding of a unique mechanism, I have drawn a beautiful photo here. So on the left, we have a commodity. So just a winter tire versus a winter tire. The consumer is going to look at that and just say, whatever is cheapest. I think we're all guilty of that. Well, it's the same thing. So whatever is cheapest. But here's the unique mechanism here on the right. So on the left, we have a winter tire, but it's versus new rubber stud technology. So new rubber stud technology. You've heard of studded tires before, but rubber studded tires have the best of both worlds. Obviously, this is off the top of my head in an example, but the consumer is going to want that one because it is just new. It's a unique mechanism. It's something that makes it different. And when things are different, people are like, wow, this is better. And they're happier to pay an even higher price. So here, price doesn't matter because it's proving that it's something that's completely different from anything that they have ever seen before. And before we move on, I almost forgot to show you guys my other pretty drawings. So this is what email sequences look like. Day 1, you might be just a welcome email. Day 3, maybe it's a value email. Day 5, maybe it's a soft selling email. And day 8, maybe it's a hard selling email. And essentially the lead temperature goes from cold to hot. So cold meaning they don't know you, they don't want to get anything from you. Hot meaning they know you very well, and maybe they would buy something from you in the future. And email automation. So very, very simple. So let's say you send a welcome email on day 1. Do they click? No. Maybe you give them more value. Value, soft sell, hard sell. If they do click, maybe you soft sell them right away and skip the value. Then you go to hard sell and then you hard sell them again. So then you go through more promo depending on their engagement. This is something that is pretty common. The more engaged people are, usually the more they are susceptible to promo. But the less engaged someone is, the less you usually want to promote to them. So you can use that principle in any type of automation situation that you find yourself in. What is a unique selling proposition? I'll leave it here really, really simple. A unique selling proposition is a deal or offer. Something like get your pizza hot and ready in 30 minutes or it's free. So you'll see lots of offers like, hey, and then they'll call out the actual name or their target audience and they'll say, yo, if we don't get you X result in time frame, then you don't pay. Then you can have your money. And some people even go a step further and say, you can have your money back and I'll give you $1,000. Here's what a very common VSL structure looks like. So 1, you call out the audience to give them a problem. 2, you talk about what most people do and why it doesn't work. You add proof plus analogies. So you throw stones at the competition and alternatives with proof and analogies so that it's easy to understand. Then belief shift to what does work. why it's better, and how to actually use it. What is your way? How exactly does it work? Show proof by borrowing authority, giving stats, etc., right? We talked about proof showing strategies. Next is we show more results and how it's helped people. So this is testimonial marketing, and it's some of the best marketing of all because you're not making any claims. You're essentially just showing, hey, other people have gotten this result with whatever we're doing. Next is you want to share your credibility and results. Why should people listen to you? How many people have you helped? How long have you been working on the product? And how much cost went into uncovering your method? Cost narration. Again, you're seeing all of the same copywriting points because copywriting is copywriting is copywriting. Emails are essentially just VSLs. VSL is essentially just a collection of many emails. CTA, call to action, and possible unique sales proposition is usually what it ends with. Tell people what to do next and why it's important to do it now. So without any further ado, let's just hop right in and look at a video sales letter that I have come across. So this video sales letter, the reason why I'm using this one specifically is because the words are on the screen and it's super easy to understand. So what's the headline? Watch the video to see the hands-free 6-figure marketing funnel we build 100% for you that runs on autopilot and generates 5 to 10 clients every week. Then the deck copy, guaranteed results, or we pay you $1,000. Interesting. So there's kind of the unique selling proposition right there in the headline. So let's check it out and see what exactly this looks like.
Attention online fitness coaches. Do you want me to help you add an extra $20,000 per month in profit to your business?
So, attention fitness coaches. What does he do? He calls out his audience just like we talked about. Do you want me to help you add an extra $20,000 per month in profit to your business? Big promise.
Without adding random strangers online, sending cold DMs to prospects, or posting endless content.
So, some other things to know. Without having to pain points. You can use this intro, and this is how you create a VSL, dude. Every single video sales letter is essentially just a template. He calls out his audience, gives them a big promise, and tells them they can do that promise while avoiding things that they don't want. All you have to do is plug and play to whatever your client is doing.
Trying to go viral. So you can grow your online coaching business without putting in even more time and energy than you are right now. And add an extra $20,000 per month in profit to your business in the fastest and easiest way humanly possible. What if I told you that I was so confident in my ability to help you grow your online fitness business that if you don't get results, you don't pay. Plus, I'll also give you $1,000 in cash just for wasting your time.
So that's essentially the unique selling proposition right there.
Look, I have been through every notable online fitness growth program and mastermind imaginable since 2016 and have personally invested over $250,000 to land new clients, automate the business, and grow faster than I ever thought was possible.
So what is that? Cost narration. Exactly. So I actually created the VSL sections before even watching this VSL, but trust me, dude, go and watch a bunch of VSLs and you'll notice they're all essentially the same thing. And here are some of his testimonials.
And now we've helped over 125 coaches exceed the 6-figure per year mark, with 5 coaches generating over $1 million per year in revenue. And these results are very typical with the acquisition system we build for you. Our coaches are positioned as industry leaders, and their calendars are flooded with sales calls every day of the week, with prospects who see them as an expert and are willing to invest anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 to work with them. And they're doing all of this without sending a single cold DM. If that's good enough for you, and you want me to build our entire app.
So usually they say things like that in the first minute and a half, and I've seen a lot of these, so that's why I know. And then they give you a little bit of a call to action. The call to action is to fill out a form. You need to fill out the form so that they can qualify you first to make sure that you are a good fit for their program, especially this. So when you're making an offer like this, and this is just some business theory for you guys, we'll do this for you or you don't pay. They have to be very selective with who they let on. If they let on people who are unprofessional or not far along, then they know they won't be able to actually work with that person and get them the results, so they won't even bother working with them. So there's a risk here. So they don't want to work with just any business. That's why the application is there, to weed out the people who aren't actually serious. And then at this point, like the 1 minute 30 mark, people usually make a call to action to actually go down there and fill it out if you've already heard enough. But if you want to hear more or you're not sold yet, they also have the rest of the video sales letter. So we can check out another little bit of it. But again, if you want to check out this actual video sales letter for yourself and to deconstruct it line by line, that link is in the slides, and the slides are in the free copy starter kit, which is in the description.
Acquisition system 100% for you. Then fill out the application below to see if you're a good fit. Hey, I'm Dan Suckling, and unlike most business gurus you see on the internet, I actually built 2.
So now he's talking a little bit about himself, some more cost narration. And then he talks about the money magnet system. What is the money magnet system, my people? It is the unique mechanism and how we help you scale past $50,000 per month while actually saving you time and energy, even if you're already tried running paid ads in every possible organic prospecting strategy out there. The big problem is, so here's where the belief shifts come in. Organic marketing takes tons of time and energy. So what do most people do? Organic marketing. Why isn't it the best? Because it takes time, energy, because you're the one chasing clients. It's the best method we've discovered. So now he's talking about the good method, his money magnet system. This is what he's talking about. And again, here's my system. Here's exactly why it's better. Get out of the DMs, build a reputation, go from chasing people to having them chasing you, etc., etc. And I'm going to reveal the details to you in a minute. Then he talks more about organic strategy. And then he just essentially just takes you through the whole system and shows you how the system works. Once you're sold that the system works, it's going to be a no-brainer to actually work with him. Okay. So a common phrase that I like to use is you want to sell the thing that sells the thing. So let's take it back to the vacuum cleaner example, for instance. If we use the vacuum cleaner, dude, you need a V12 in order to have a good vacuum cleaner that doesn't lose suction over time. All these other vacuum cleaners, they use a one-cylinder system. And the one-cylinder system is weak, it breaks often, and it's no good because of these studies. But the V12, on the other hand, is reliable. It never loses suction, and it's just the best by far. So that's why you should buy Dyson. That's basically it. If you sell the thing that sells the thing, then the work's already done for you. And this is a huge thing where copywriters get wrong, is they do exactly what I say. They don't sell the thing that sells the thing, they just sell the program. I have this awesome program, and we're going to show you how to get 5 to 10 clients every single week because we're really good. Trust me, bro. Like, that's it. That's all they really add. So by adding all of this stuff, you're going to make your marketing look different and also better as well. And remember what I told you guys, the better you get at copywriting, the better you will inevitably get at outreach. So learning all of this stuff and being good at it will again show you how to position yourself to other businesses. So keep all of that in mind. That was our video sales letter example. We just touched on that. So what's the VSL formula? What's kind of more in-depth analysis of what it might look like? So a specific avatar, call out exactly who your offer is for, and also do research on their fears, obstacles, wants, and desires. Write out what their day could look like. Then we talk about the urgent problem. What urgent problem do they have in their life that your product solves? Then what is the actual outcome that they want? What's the dream outcome your product helps the customer achieve? Then we give the steps. What's the step-by-step process to getting your avatar to their desired outcome with your product? And then the 2 to 3 main pillars of the unique mechanism. So I think it was the client magnet system or something. What are the 2 to 3 main pillars? What are the 2 to 3 main ways that it works? Create pillars that describe why your way is so effective and how the alternatives are inferior. Give analogies to really drive the point home. Analogies are really important to use in this section because it makes it super simple to understand. And I also want to add in, guys, like I said, I've paid over 18 grand US to learn this stuff. Over 18 grand. As soon as you pay somebody 18 grand and you have a business, the first thing that they look at is your offer and your video sales letters on your whole businesses. So that's what they focus on first, is your offer and what it looks like to position yourself in the marketplace. And not only that, but that was my $18,000 mentorship. I also have multiple $5,000 mentorships that I've been in as well. So guys, all of this stuff is extremely expensive for me to learn, but I'm handing out the free sauce, bro. I'm handing out the free sauce to the whole community because that's just what I believe. So why are you the credible option? Describe why you're the most knowledgeable, what results you've helped people get, who you've worked for in the past, etc. How does your way save time, money, and relationships? Describe the specific ways your methods benefit the users. So here's what it looks like to play the claim game, and here's what it looks like to be a stat shower. You always want to be a stat shower. You're going to be like, hey man, it works. They're going to be like, sure. But translation, what they're really thinking, this dude is full of crap. But if you're a stat shower, all you have to do is be like, here's the proof. They're like, sweet. Translation makes perfect sense. Huge in copywriting and in marketing in general. How do you write a VSL? Let's say you want to write a VSL tomorrow. You got assigned a video sales letter. Here's what you want to do. Go to top businesses in your desired industry, research how they structure their VSLs. You can copy this closely. So structure is something that you can basically steal. I've seen that exact same structure that we went over time and time again. And this is what you want to do. You want to just take the structure and fill it out for your own industry and your own client. Fill out the recipe above, fill in the structure with the rest of the recipe, and you'll have a VSL. And basically do all the things that I showed you how to do in the copywriting section. Of course, we're going to go over like AI here in like 1 minute, but this is what you want to do. It's super simple. People will still watch this and say, but how do I write one? Dude, you look at other ones and you just write them. I can't make it any more simple for you guys unless you want me to like sit on your lap and write it for you at your computer. AI copywriting. What does it look like to use AI in your copywriting to help you make better copy even faster? So why use AI in the first place? Despite what most beginners think, AI will not replace copywriting skills by a long shot. Demonstration coming up. because AI is not nearly as good as you think it is. We never want to copy and paste things from ChatGPT, just long form, and use them for our own. And it's not because of a moral issue. It's literally just because it sucks. Like ChatGPT copy sucks. But we can use ChatGPT to come up with ideas, explanations, examples, stories, and more useful things. So here's the wrong way to use AI. Write me an email that tries to sign people up for a book so I can teach fitness pros to build a hands-free 6-figure marketing funnel that generates some 5 to 10 clients per week on autopilot. So literally just the video sales letter we just watched, essentially. Subject line: transform your business with a hands-free marketing funnel. Terrible in so many ways. First of all, it's extremely plain. I already feel like I know what I'm going to look at and read as soon as I look at the subject line. Second of all, look at how long this is. Ideally, a subject line should be 40 characters or shorter. This one's probably about 60 to 70. The reason why you want 40 characters or shorter is because if it's this long, it's going to get cut off at around here. So all you're going to see next on mobile, especially, is just ... Transform your business with hands or something. It just looks weird. You're not going to be able to even see this stuff over here, so why even create it? Hi, recipient's name. I hope this message finds you well. I hope this message finds you well. Dude, this is supposed to be copywriting where you are personal and speaking to people as if you guys were friends. Talking about, I hope this email finds you well. Imagine if your homie texted you that one day. Are you ready to take your business to the next level with a marketing funnel that works on autopilot? Imagine having a steady stream of 5 to 10 clients a week without spending countless hours on marketing. I'm excited to offer this unique opportunity to fitness professionals like you. A hands-free 6-figure marketing funnel designed to generate consistent clients leads effortlessly. I'm offering a free call to walk you through the exact strategies and tools to implement this to your business. During our call, you'll learn how to bullets. Don't miss out on this chance to revolutionize your business. Schedule a free call. Looking forward to transforming your business. Best regards, Max. So super plain. It's not actually shifting any beliefs. It's not actually giving me anything. It's not giving any entertainment value. It's just straight up robotic. A lot of the terms in here, like you can just tell that it's ChatGPT. So it looks lazy. So we don't want that. Like people literally think that, oh, it's just so easy. Why don't you just go in there and use ChatGPT and then businesses can essentially get a copywriter for free? Well, the reason why they don't do that is because they suck. ChatGPT is not very good. Don't let somebody who's never made $1 single with copywriting try to instill some sort of fear, uncertainty, or doubt into your mind that, well, I don't know, bro, copywriting doesn't work, man, because they're clearly uneducated. Take it from the people who have actually been in this industry for years and making thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Those are the people you should be looking towards. And I've never seen a reputable business, 7 or 8 figures or above, ever even like a business owner touch ChatGPT. It just doesn't work. A business owner is literally out here slaying dragons, managing their whole team, their whole business of stuff. Dude, they don't have time to worry about some AI. So AI is also only as good as you prompt it. AI is a tool. I've said this before, I believe. Thinking that AI is going to replace copywriters is like thinking that calculators will replace mathematicians. Doesn't make any sense. Here's the right way to use AI. AI is a tool. In order to properly utilize a tool, you must be well versed in its tendencies. In this section, I'm going to give you some of my favorite prompts and strategies to use AI to make your copy faster and also better. So let's check out some AI copywriting examples. Again, I'm not going to go super deep into these. I'm going to touch on them. And then, of course, I'm going to give you the slides so that you can go through and check them out more intentionally if you'd like, or you can just pause the video and watch through. All I did was say, make this email better and really funny. Now, the reason why I did this is because I had an email that I already wrote. I already wrote it and created it myself. It was done. It was finished. So what I did, come here, say, make this email better and funny. So all I want to do is go through this. And if I see any lines that are better than the lines that I have, I'm going to use them. So here it basically is. Here's the email. I'm not going to go too far into it. That's it. Now, AI likes to use this magic wand analogy a lot. For example, it likes to use stuff about magic wands and baking a cake. Like those are the two analogies it uses more than anything. You don't want to copy and paste this stuff because it reeks of ChatGPT. And then after that, I say, what is it like trying to build a business without having a past experience? Give me 10 analogies that are simple and kind of funny. Because I'm trying to say, if you're trying to build a business without past experience, it's like blank. So I'm trying to come up with something that's like funny and witty, a good analogy to give people what it's actually like. And then I have some here. It's like trying to cook a gourmet meal with only a can opener and a fork. It's like assembling IKEA furniture without the instructions. It's like trying to navigate a new city without a map or GPS. A lot of these aren't very good. but essentially I use them to come up with my own. I use it to create ideas and create my own analogy. So that's one very small example of how I would use AI in order to make my copy better. Here's another really quick example. When day trading, as in trading stocks, it's important to only trade 1 or 2 times per day on high probability opportunities, rather than trying to make 10 trades on a decent probability opportunities. Give me analogies to demonstrate this point. And it gives me these analogies, but they're super long. So then what I do is I say, make them shorter, add some funny ones too. And that's what they do, but they're still kind of long. I said, make them more simple, create them more like one-liners, like a one-line sentence. And then they finally give it to us. So better to use one good worm in a small pond than throw a dozen hooks into the ocean and catch seaweed. Or hitting the bullseye once beats missing the target 10 times while blindfolded. These ones kind of work a lot better. Give me 10 different ones, it gives me even more. And then I eventually use those to create these emails right here. I'm going to visit the link. So all I did here, and it explains what this is I took some beginner copy. So these are 2 emails essentially from beginners that I looked at. I also gave some critique to, and then I revamped them. So I rewrote them. So this is the email that I actually wrote that for. Again, I'm not actually going to go through and read all of these, but I'm going to show you some of the ideas that that ChatGPT helped me create. So this is like an example analogy. Think of it like this: A/B. Option A, you have a 50% chance of hitting $1 million. Option B, you have a 0.1% chance of hitting $2 million. Which one would you choose? The outcome might be even better, but it's a much lower chance of actually getting it, or a 50% chance of getting an outcome that's not as good, but still really good overall. So which one would you choose? Sure, in theory, B is the better payoff, but realistically, A just makes more sense. So here, all I'm describing is overtrading. And I also have another analogy here that I got from ChatGPT as well. Overtrading is like trying to chop down a tree, but you chop one time in 1,000 different spots. Whereas 1 to 2 daily trades is like hitting the tree 1,000 times in one spot. It's more focused. It all comes down to identifying top trading opportunities and forgetting the rest. I call this system unicorn training. Again, another analogy, or I say unique mechanism name, I guess you could call it. That's from ChatGPT. So as you can see, I used a lot from it. I got a lot of ideas, and I got a lot of just sentences that I liked, so I put them in there. That's how you want to use ChatGPT. It's not there to be your workhorse and create a whole bunch of emails for you. And you want to keep your prompts super simple. ChatGPT and AI is this whole big rabbit hole where you can go down and look at prompts after prompts after prompts after prompts and get super in the weeds. You don't necessarily want to do that, at least not in my experience. Just keep it simple, man. Write your copy. AI is not going to be a good substitute for just having great skills. So here are some of my personal favorite beginner prompts for AI copywriting. So make this better, funnier, more clever, use alliteration, etc. So just use some adjectives. This is going to make your copy more engaging and help you come up with great lines. I'm trying to, whatever the goal is. So I'm trying to create an email. I'm trying to create a sales page, whatever it is. What are some questions you can ask me that can get me the best result? This will help you better prompt ChatGPT to save you time, and it gives you the best results right off the bat. So you can essentially tell it to ask you questions to help you towards whatever your goal is. This is a cool way to use ChatGPT that a lot of people don't actually end up realizing. Give me one-line analogies that explain how something is as adjective as whatever. So an analogy. As useless as pedals on a wheelchair is one that I've gotten before. Or like trying to build a skyscraper in quicksand for something that feels like it just takes forever and you don't actually get anywhere. These make your copy more fun and engaging. Give me quotes that explain X. This helps you use borrowed authority and can come up with great catchy phrases this way. So like George Washington once said, and then you give a quote. Give me stats that prove why, whatever it is. Stats that prove why email marketing is awesome. Those aren't very hard to find, but this is another way to get objective facts that prove the fact that you're trying to communicate. So everybody, now we know what video sales letters and AI copywriting is. Now we can touch on landing page creation. So let's just go right into it. I'm going to read the slides and I'm going to speak on it afterwards. So why landing pages? Landing pages are what do the selling for businesses. A landing page is essentially like a website, except there's not a whole bunch of options like learn the about us or go to contact us. It's literally just one landing page, one goal. That's it. So is the goal to get you to sign up? That's an opt-in page. Is the goal to get you to buy something? That's a sales page. So we're going to talk about that more as we go on. By understanding how to not only create, but optimize landing pages, you're going to be able to create great results for your clients. And people ask me this, again, all the time, please recommend free sales page builder. What are some landing page programs that we can use? So here they are. Miro is a funnel mapping software. I'm going to go into it and actually show you what it looks like. I've already touched on it and used it before to explain something to you in the past. But Miro is a funnel mapping software. It essentially just lets you visualize what the funnel is going to look like. So, and we're going to talk about sales funnels again in another section. Then there's card.io, the free version with very limited features. So that's card.io, which you can start on. Next is Google Docs. Again, free, very limited visually, but it can work in some cases. If you're trying to visually represent a landing page or what it will look like is Google Docs. I already give you guys the sales page example, but that's how you can use it. And then next is Kajabi and ClickFunnels. These are the most common. They have many features and they're somewhat expensive relatively. They're like a couple $100 a month. Email service providers are way more expensive. Like I said, mine's $2,000 per month. These landing page softwares are not nearly as expensive. Now, with landing page softwares, guys, you do not need to know how to code. I tell people this all the time and they don't get it. They're like, well, if I'm going to build a landing page or a website, I don't know how to do that. Like I got to learn code. I got to learn Python and learn all these complicated things. Dude, no, you don't. It's literally drag and drop. If you have half of a brain, you can do it. If you know how to navigate YouTube, navigate Instagram and use it and send messages to your friends and stuff and just use very easy softwares like that. You can use Zoom or you can use Discord. I promise you, you can build a landing page. I could teach my 80-year-old grandmother how to build a landing page. Okay, and I'm going to show you exactly how again in this video. So now you actually get to watch me build a 100K per month landing page. Literally landing pages that have generated over 100 grand per month. The building blocks, the graphic designs, and the functions. Again, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it quick. It doesn't really have to be that complex or that complicated. So this is an example that I have here. As you can see, it is an old landing page that I used to promote the free 15-day first client challenge. Okay, that's what it was. As you can see, all I have right here is just blocks. They're just blocks. I can click here to go to edit, and then I could edit the text right here. So I could just go like this, edit for the course, boom. And as you can see there, changed. I can change the fonts. I can change the sizes. Super, super easy. Again, if you could use a Word document, you could do this. Right here, all I did was go to edit and I added in a video. All I did here was add in a form. Now over here, I added in a new section just to show you guys this. So we're going to go here. And as you can see on the left is where I'm navigating through everything. So the top is the header. This is the hero is up here. So that's the hero is the top section. Over here is the 2-column text. And then over here, the bottom is the text, okay? So all you really need to know for design is have backgrounds, okay? It's really important that you have a background. I don't like pages that are just blank white on the back or blank black on the back. Some people do it anyways. Some people make millions of dollars with just a white plain background. If I'm gonna make a landing page for a client or a business, I wanna make sure that it looks good. So, and it's super simple. All I did, I went to the background button right here and I found this image. This image, all I typed in was 4K black and red background. And then I downloaded it. That's it. That's all I did. And then I put it as the background. And then I also, to make sure that the text on top is easy to read, I put a color over it. So I put black on top of it, but I decreased the opacity. So I'm going to show you exactly how I did that because maybe you guys don't understand. So I'm going to go right here. As you can see, I made the color black. So this is the color. And then this is the opacity all the way up. So it will look like solid black. This is the opacity down more. So you can see more of the picture in the back. And then if there was no opacity, it would look like this, which is a little bit hard to read because it's so red. So I put some black over top to make it easy to read, but also subtle. This just looks subtle and it looks good. As you can see, man, again, super, super, super easy. The reason why I show you this is because I don't want you to feel daunted. I don't want you to feel like this whole thing is super difficult or super hard. It's really not. And also, AI doesn't do this. There are websites and things where it's like, oh, here's how to create a landing page with AI. But again, you're going to have to go back and edit it anyways to actually be good. So me, I literally just find it faster to just start from scratch, dude. It's faster to literally just start from scratch. And that's basically it. That is how I build a landing page. You drag and drop some text, you put it in there, you put a background, you make sure that the text is readable on the background. I mean, there's not really that much to it. So some design examples. I'm just gonna go over these to show you, again, how simple the design is. You don't have to be a graphic designer as well. There are some ways that you can add some really cool designs in there and make it look nice, but it is not that deep. So as you can see here, this is a black background. All he has is like one big paintbrush tool, and he just clicked it right there in the middle with purple. That way it kind of has a gradient to it. So I don't like solid black colors. I like something with a little bit of a gradient, a little bit of something back there just to make it look higher quality. Like this. Again, this is probably just a black and green background with with some opacity over it. And then a very, very simple headline. And then you just put the video in there. And then when you want to connect things, like have things connect to your email list, again, all that is looking up tutorials. Like super, super easy, guys. And don't get too caught up in this as well. Like, don't feel like you need to learn this week number one. Like, this is stuff that you should be working on after you're somewhat confident in your copywriting. How do you build a landing page step by step? Find a design that you like that you can copy. Create basic graphic elements. Fill out the blocks, adding contrast and sections. Make sure the page is functional by testing every button and action. Does that sound simple? Good, because it is. It really is. So sales funnels. This is where it gets a little bit not super simple, but we're going to go check it out right now. So everybody, right now, I'm going to be showing you the sales funnel super map. And I want to show you something else really quickly. This right here is the 74 funnel swipe file. So again, it is just filled with swipe file of some sales funnels look like. Now, I have some examples from this book right here, but sales funnels are essentially, they usually look like this. This is called funnel mapping. This is what it looks like to have a funnel. So I'm gonna go through this and then I'm gonna go through some numbers with you guys. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, again, just for a few reasons, is to show you that copywriting isn't actually just copywriting. It's actually an introduction to digital marketing. And this is what digital marketing looks like. This is what it entails. So here's what a funnel might look like. So let's say you have Facebook and YouTube ads and they drive people or they promote a free newsletter. So, hey, fitness coaches, if you want to learn how to reach 6 figures per month, I'll show you how in my free newsletter. You can sign up for absolutely free and then run ads to that. Then maybe they have Instagram content that does the same thing. Maybe they have YouTube content that does the exact same as well. And the reason why these are pointing to each other is because Instagram, they're like, yo, follow me on YouTube. YouTube, they're like, yo, follow me on Instagram. Okay? Puts them into the free email newsletter. And this is what a lot of funnels look like. And notice that all of this hinges on the free email newsletter. Us, copywriters. Then maybe they go to a landing page once they're in the sales sequence in the newsletter, a landing page, again, us copywriters, we made that, a $7 low ticket product. And then maybe there's a $77 upsell. So what this means is, let's say you're going to the checkout and you're buying that $7 product. It might ask you, hey, while you're buying this $7 product, would you want to buy this $77 product as well? It's even better. So the psychology behind this is that people are much more likely to say yes if they've already said yes before, okay? So usually people are going to be in a buying state. They don't have to enter any more of their credit card information. It's just really simple. You check a box, and if you say yes, then again, it takes you to an $8,000 high ticket application. And we talked about applications. We talked about high ticket and what that looks like before in the past. So if they say yes, it takes them there. If they say no, I don't want the $77 thing, then maybe the content inside of the low ticket actually gets them into the high ticket thing, and the low ticket, I mean. So here's what that looks like. If they say no, I don't want the $77 upsell, I just want the $7 thing that I wanted in originally, then okay, you're going to get the $7 thing, but inside the $7 thing, you're going to get value and you're going to get promoted to getting the $8,000 high ticket application inside content sales funnel. That's what it's called. A lot of businesses have these things. So as you can see, that's a very, very basic and simple example. There's a bajillion, million, quadrillion different sales funnels that you can come up with, different types, okay? Every business that makes money has one. Maybe they haven't actually mapped it out like this, but this is what one might look like. So let's actually run the numbers and talk about what these look like. Now, it might feel overwhelming. The goal here is not for you to be able to do this math or understand this math. It's simply for you to get the gist of what digital marketing looks like as a whole, and some words and numbers that you might want to know in the future. Average cost per lead. So this is essentially how much does it cost for you in ad spend to get somebody to sign up to your list. So let's say you pay $100 to ads. So Facebook ads, let's say, and 1,530 people sign up to your newsletter. So the conversion there, 1,530 divided by 100 equals 0.06 cents. So 6 cents per lead. That's what you get. The lead conversion rate. For example, out of all those people that join, 1,530, 92 people usually buy. That's a 6% lead conversion rate. What's the average order value? On average, what do people spend? Out of all the people who buy, after some purchase for $7, right? And then there's an upsell for $77. So it's kind of like, you got the burger. Would you like fries with that? That's the upsell. For $77, each buyer is now worth an average of $18.55. How I got that? Out of all the people who buy, 15% get the $77 upsell. And that's 15% of $77 is $11.50 plus the $7 for the initial payment on the first thing. So now you have an $18.55 average order value. Stay with me. One more. ROAS, return on ad spend. This is the final ratio between what you spent and what you got back. So return on ad spend might be $100 to get 1,530 leads. Out of all of those leads, 92 people bought. On average, those 92 people spent $18.55. That means spending $100 on ads will net you 92 buyers who spent a total of $18.55 each. And 92 times 1855 equals $1,706. So you spent $100, you got back $1,700. So your return on ad spend is 17x. Hopefully that made sense to everybody. Hopefully my math was correct. This is why I don't do math in public. But yes, I created that so that you guys understand the words, right? The main things to take away, some of the other ones: cost per lead, lead conversion rate, average order value, return on ad spend. Now you know what all those terms mean. So some key takeaways. Copywriting isn't really copywriting. It's just an introduction to digital marketing. You can make as much money as you want, okay? And people ask me this so often. Tyson, do you think copywriting will ever be dead? It's a nonsensical question. You get rich by skill acquisition. The more skills you have, the more you're going to increase your billable worth. That's the plain end all be all. That's the statement right there. So by learning copywriting, you're introducing yourself into digital marketing. There are two skills in this world that if you know them like the back of your hand, you will never, ever go hungry. You literally cannot. Marketing and sales. And copywriting is both. You're selling yourself on your marketing services. You're marketing yourself. That's it. Marketing has a lot to do with numbers. If you can interpret them, you can make a lot of money. So a 17x means like, if I put in $10,000, I get $170,000 out. That's what that relationship looks like. And then next, copywriting isn't an easy money glitch. It's a skill, just like any other. Now I'm going to show you a sales funnel that I was actually in myself. So I saw an ad for this KPI mastery, measure what matters. Essentially just how to track numbers in your business. That's all it is. $45. I purchased it. But before I purchased it, it told me this: would you like 10% off? Give us your email then. Why do they do this? So that they can get your email. And if you click off the page, they can reinitiate the contact. They can say, hey, you forgot to buy in your email. So again, email is a huge part of this business's product, just like it is for any business. If you go across like any clothing business or any business at all, the first thing they're going to ask you is, let us get your email so that you can get like 5% off, 10% off. And then they can market to you forever. After I purchased that, your order has been received. It said, we have a special gift for you. You should get this too. The success blueprint for $50. Now I didn't get this. Didn't make any sense to me. I thought it was kind of dumb, but again, they upsell you. Not everybody's going to say yes, but out of all the people who do, is going to increase the average order value and make you more money on the back end. So that is an example of what sales funnels looks like. As you can see, sales funnels brings together all of the things we've learned so far: emails, email sequences, email automations, landing pages, offers, video sales letters. It brings it all together and puts it together as one. In this section, we covered email sequences, email automations, video sales letters, writing with AI, building landing pages, and sales funnels. Wow. If that wasn't a whole marketing degree, dude, like I don't even know what was. Holy crap. Dude, I paid so much money to learn the things that I'm a little bit jealous. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit envy of you guys, and now you have literally everything you need. You have far more than you even need, simplified into one video. Sure, I can make this course longer and even more in depth, but what would be the point of that? You've finished watching the course. Now it's time to complete the course, which will take you even more time. This free mega course is already like drinking from a fire hose, meaning that it's overwhelming. It seems like a lot all at once, but I can assure you, this will be the single most valuable resource you can use in order to get your first clients with copywriting and start making money and go full time. If you need even more examples, even more trainings, I got you. So if you want to know more about writing emails, email copywriting, check out these videos. I have a free email copywriting course that's an hour long. I have a 30-minute tutorial that literally shows me the process of writing, kind of like I did at the beginning of this video, but just another one. I also have a free 2-hour email copywriting course right here. And then another 1 hour where I just, again, show you me writing 3 emails for clients. And then that's it. If you want some inspiration and hear winning copywriter stories, watch these. I have a whole playlist on student interviews that have gotten $12K per month, $13K per month, $10K per month, $10K per month, $18,000 per month, and so on and so forth. Everybody's out here winning, and all of those videos are right there for you to watch. If you're looking for more inspiration and you also want to know exactly what they did, what niches they use, what outreach methods worked for them, what tips they have, all of it is all right there in that playlist. If you want to learn more about client getting and outreach, there's a free 2-hour outreach video right here. There's a 10-minute video on how to get your first client in 30 days or less. There's a series on my channel called the First Client Challenge. And then there's also a 1-hour outreach course right here too. And if you want to learn more about secondary skills, you should watch these ones. This is watching me build a $100,000 landing page or sales page from scratch, right? This is a little bit more in depth than I went in this video. This is a whole 25 minutes right here. Then we have the free sales funnels course. I go even deeper on sales funnels, 43 minutes. That one is 1 hour on how to create a landing page. It's a complete masterclass. Also have a 25-minute video on a free AI copywriting course where I break it down even farther. Your final game plan and action steps to 10K per month with this free mega course. So here are your steps in order. So number 1, comment the word genie if you've made it this far to the very end. It's going to be an inside joke between you and me, and it shows that you're actually disciplined enough, and it shows how many people are disciplined enough to finish the entire course. When people first get on this video, they're going to be like, why the hell are they calling him a genie? So let's do that. Next, comment any questions if you have any. So me and my team will be in the comments doing our best to clear up any questions as possible. I know that there's probably going to be a few people, like a lot of people who watch this. So I want this video to not only be an awesome video, but I want the bottom, like the comment section, to be like a forum of everybody asking questions and getting their questions answered. So I'm going to put the effort in to dedicating hours to just replying to comments on this very video. Next is to get the free copy starter kit down below in the description. Inside, you'll get access to all the resources that you saw in this video and so much more. You'll also get access to these very slides in case you want to study them. Join the free Discord and school communities down below as well. Review other people's copy, get your copy reviewed, and work together with other like-minded individuals. We're going to want to rewatch the video from the beginning, complete the action steps as well. So write your first piece of copy with me, do the outreach with me, so on and so forth. You want to watch with intention, put everything in practice and do the work. We often need to be reminded of things more than we need to be taught new stuff. And dude, it's so true. We need to be reminded of things more than we need new stuff. Make sure you know the things that you've been exposed to rather than just going and trying to get more and more information. Lastly, you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. I'll be uploading new in-depth courses on outreach, copywriting, and secondary skills every 1 to 2 months and new videos every single week. There will be even more in-depth courses and videos after this one. It's just insane. Also, just as a side note, again, because I know people are going to be asking, maybe you missed it the first time. If you want to be one of my 1-to-1 students who works with me, texts me every day, and gets an actual action plan completely tailored to them, that link is down below in the description as well if you want to apply. Here are your next steps in order. Number 1, what you want to do is write copy every single day. You want to write copy every single day. Emails, sequences, VSLs, landing pages, and all other forms of copy should be practiced daily in order to increase your skills. Outreach to businesses daily for 6 months. And this comes with a caveat. Outreaching is the most important part of your copywriting journey, and it's not possible to become truly successful without it. So lean into it head first. And after those 6 months, dude, if you haven't really had any great results, you want to tweak and change your process and do it again for another 6 months. That's it. That's all I did. Next is you want to set up your personal brand on Instagram as soon as possible. Make some posts, get a few followers, and fill out your account so it looks good. Work on your personal brand over time. Your personal brand is never done. You need to keep adding to it. And it's something for the long term. You're going to be a copywriter for presumably, or a business person for presumably the rest of your life. So why would you just upload for a week and then just leave it forever? Your personal brand is going to help you always, even if you don't want to become an influencer. It's like your business card. It shows who you are. Next, you want to study more content on copywriting daily, on a daily basis. If there's anything that still confuses you or you have questions on, or even want to see some other people killing it with copywriting, I already showed you where to go. You want to make a commitment to yourself to never quit. Lastly, and finally, make a commitment to yourself to never quit. The road to failure and success are the exact same road. The road to failure is just shorter. Quitting is the only way to actually fail. Remember that. So here's what the progress will feel like and what it will look like. In 1 week, you'll start to get it more than you do now. If this is like your first day understanding copywriting. In 1 month, you'll start to get inspired, right? You'll get opportunities. You'll be like, oh man, these guys are actually replying to me. Oh man, I actually got my first sales call. In 3 months, you'll discover even more opportunities. In 6 months of full dedication, your life will never be the same. I know mine was not. In 5 years, you'll be forever grateful to the past self for taking that one leap of faith. And I lastly want to answer some common comments that I get. Why do you give value for free? It's weird. Why are you doing all this, giving away so much knowledge, working so hard for free? And then another of the same comment, why are you giving all of this away for free? You know what? I'll just answer those comments with another comment. And it's from this guy. Bro, you have no idea how much this is going to change my life. I literally was about to purchase a $900 course when I stumbled upon your video. I was not able to go through it all in one sit, but I assure you, I absorbed every bit of it and wrote everything literally down. I just finished watching it and I cannot wait to watch it again. You made the beginner's journey a lot of fun, and it was real easy to understand. I don't live in the US, but I know that with this much knowledge, I won't have to worry about where I'm going to be successful. And that is thanks to you. The world needs more individuals like you. So thank you. I will keep watching your content and keep learning to eventually reach a point where I don't depend on an employer. And that's the main goal, bro. You think messages like that don't motivate me to go hard? Of course they do. So my final statement, before I send you off to actually conquer your goals. Number one, dude, congratulations. Congratulations. Give yourself a real pat on the back and realize what you've just done. You are now literally in the top 1% of copywriters. Remember, only 1% of people actually finish these long course videos, and that's you. So congratulations to that. But also understand that watching is not the whole game. You can watch this video a million times. It's not going to put money in your pocket. It takes action. So do the action. The action is going to be difficult. You're not going to want to do it. You're going to feel weird. It's not going to feel good. Rip it off like a Band-Aid, dude. Attack those goals. Attack them. I want you to know that sure, it might be hard. You're going to have some failures. You're going to have some times where, oh man, I thought that client was a sure thing, but then it didn't actually work out. Dude, that's okay. It doesn't have to be all sunshine and rainbows. Most gurus are going to tell you that. Most TikTok gurus are going to be like, bro, like I started 4 days ago and I have like $100,000 already. But it's not like that, dude. It's going to be difficult, but man, is it ever worth it? It's so worth it, dude. Just pay the price. Trust me. Trust me, man. Just pay the price. It's so worth it. And lastly, I also need you to understand that time is so valuable. Time is so valuable. Please do not waste it. Do not waste it, not even for a second. Lock in and focus for real. Because, dude, the economy, we all know, is down bad right now. Cost of living, dude, it's insane. Wages, they're not increasing anytime soon. You think it's hard right now? Just wait. It's only going to get harder. The best time to start was 5 years ago. The second best time is right now. So I implore you, make the most of this free course. Really use it for what it's worth. This is a multi-$1,000 course that was given to you for free. So use it to your fullest advantage. Really exploit it for all it's worth. And of course, when you make a win, I really want to hear about it. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.